Hello everyone, so today we're going to be taking a look at IKControls and how they work, and we're also going to try to make something cool with them by the end of the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this little setup that I have over here, and I'm also going to delete my IKControl that I have here, and I'm going to add a new one. So I'm going to add an IKControl, and as you can see it has a couple of properties, but the first ones that we're going to be taking a look at are going to be end effector, target, and chain root. So the first one I'm going to explain is chain root, but in order for me to do that, I'm going to need to screenshot my character and open it in the snipping tool. Okay, so I think we're good. Well, so basically, Roblox character consists of a couple of joints. Think of them as joints. They're called motor 6Ds. So I think there is one here, one here. Okay, so basically, the first two properties are going to be chain root and end effector. So let's say that you set the chain root to be this joint over here. So this is going to be the chain root. And let's say that the end effector will be the right hand, which is this. And okay, so here's what it's going to do. It's going to try to find the best way to move the body parts starting from the chain root, which is going to be this part over here, the neck, all the way to the end effector, which is the right hand. So it's going to create a path, which is going to be this in this example, and it's going to try to move these body parts in order to point at the third property, which is going to be the target. So what I'm going to do is show you this in Studio. So we're going to add the IKControl, and we're going to set the chain root to be the upper torso, the target to be a part that we're going to create right now. So we're going to create a part, we're going to make sure that it's anchored, we're going to make sure that the color is red, just to see it a little better. We're going to change the size to 1, 1, 1, and we're going to put it here, and maybe we should move it up a little. Okay, so let's go back to our IKControl, and if I just go here, so I'm going to set the end effector to be my left hand. I'm going to try to find it. It should be here, left hand, and the target is going to be this part that we just created. And as you can see now, so it's trying to point at that object from the chain root, which is the upper torso, which is this, to the left hand, which is that. Okay, so now we're going to be taking a look at the type property. So there are a couple of them. So the first one is transform, which is the default one, and transform basically means rotation and position. So as you can see, it rotates my body parts from the chain root all the way to the end effector and also positions them. But if you just set them to position, it will only affect the position and it will not rotate them. Okay, so but if you also set it to rotation, it will only set the rotation and not the position. As you can see, my upper torso is a little rotated right now, and also the left hand. And there's also look at, which is pretty self-explanatory, just looks at it. Okay, so the next property is going to be the weight property, and this is just how much control is given to the character, to the IKControl for controlling the character. So if you just lower this, it will give it like less control over the character overall, and the higher it is, the more control it gets over the characters. And by the way, I don't think you can go over 1. Yeah, you can't. And smooth time is basically the average number of seconds that it takes for the end effector to reach the target, and by default it's 0.05, which is a pretty good amount of smoothing, which makes the motion feel more realistic. But now what I'm going to do is try to make something cool with this. Okay, so let's try making something cool with this. The first thing I want to do is make a door that you can like grab the door handle and open the door with it. So I'm going to make a block, just a simple part. I'm going to scale it up to make it look like a door. And I'm also going to make sure that it's a nice wooden color, something like this. And the material is of course going to be wood. And the next thing I want to do is add the door handle, but I think this color is a little not very good. I think this is better. Okay, yeah, that's much better. Now we want to make the door handle, so I'm going to make a sphere. Of course this is too big, so we're just going to scale it down, and I'm going to put it somewhere around here. I think this height is good for a Roblox character, and I think the door is even a little too big. Okay, I think this is much better. Okay, so let's try that out. I'm going to group these, and I'm going to rename them to door, and I'm just going to rename this to door handle, and make sure that everything is anchored. Okay, so after doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a script and a proximity prompt to this. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the door handle, local door handle equals square.parent.door handle. local door equals script.parent.door. Actually, we don't really need to do that. What we need to do is local opened equals false, and door handle dot proximity prompt. Okay, I think I messed up. I put the proximity prompt in the door instead of the door handle. Dot proximity prompt dot triggered connect function, and that's going to get the player. And what we're gonna do is whenever the player clicks E on that thing, what we're gonna do is if opened equals false, then or if opened, or if not opened first. If not opened, so if it is not opened, then what we're gonna do is if not player dot character dot humanoid root part dot humanoid find first child IKControl door IKControl. Then what we're gonna do is local IKControl. So local IKControl is going to be a variable over here. Then we're just going to do IKControl equals instance.new IKControl, and we're going to do IKControl dot name equals door IKControl, and IKControl dot the chain root. So the chain root is going to be player dot character dot upper torso, and IKControl dot end effector equals player dot character dot right hand. And now IKControl dot enabled equals true, and IKControl dot parent is going to be the character dot the player dot character dot humanoid root part, of course. And else IKControl is just going to be equal to character dot humanoid root part find first child IKControl. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is so basically I think we might be better off if we just do this. Then in here we're gonna check if opened. Then what we're gonna do is we'll close it. So for underscore, actually let's just start with if it isn't opened, if it is closed. So if not opened, then what we're gonna do is for underscore comma v in script.parent get children, do if v is a base part, then v.transparency equals 1, and v.can collide equals false. And then what we need to do is okay, so we set the can collide property, we set the transparency, and I think that should open it. But then we need to ungrab the door handle. So what we're gonna do is just task.wait 0.5 seconds. Actually, I think what I'm doing here is a little stupid. What I need to do is, instead of doing this, I need to make it so that when you press it the first time, it will grab it, and the second time it will open it. So local grabbed equals false. And what we're gonna do is if and here we're gonna do if equals false. If not grabbed, then IKControl dot enabled equals true. So now that we grabbed it, what we need to do is okay, so I think a better way of doing this would be just doing this if not grabbed, then, and we just do this in here. So IKControl dot enabled equals true equals false, and here we're just going to do IKControl dot enabled equals true. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is else if it is already grabbed, then what we need to do is just check if not opened. Then for underscore comma v in script.parent get children, do if vcon is a base part, then v.transparency equals 1, and v.can collide equals false, and then and then that's it. Actually, that's it. And then we need to just make sure that the IKControl, the character find first child IKControl dot enabled equals false. dot enabled equals false. Okay, and then we just set opened to true. Okay, so let's play that and see if this works. Okay, so let's try this. So we're gonna press E and nothing happens. So let's see why that is happening, and we don't have any errors. So we need to, I think, we need to first of all set grab to true. Grabbed equals true. Okay, so and also we did not set the target. So the target is going to be door handle, of course. And now if we play the game, I think that should work. So let's try that again. Let's go here and we'll just press E. And as you can see now, we grab the door handle, and when we press E again, as you can see now, we can go through this. But what we need to do is, instead of just delete the whole door, which I think is a better solution. So in here, we're just going to do IKControl.enable equals false, and then we're just going to do door script.parent :destroy dot enabled actually :destroy. And I think we should be good. Let's try that again. Yeah, so we're gonna walk up to the door, press E to grab it. So we're gonna grab the door handle, and as you can see, it points the IKControl at the door handle. And if I press E again, it will open the door and I can go through the door. And one thing that I want to try is to mess around with whether I should choose rotation or transform or position or look at, to show you what that does. So we're just going to wait for this to load, and I think it's finally loaded. And okay, it's not loaded. We need to wait a little more. Okay, so let's just go here, press E, and let's go to IKControl. IKControl, and we're just going to change the type to position, and I think position does a better job. So transform does this weird thing where like my hand is like messed up, and rotation is not very good. Position is perfect, and look at is also not very good. So let's just keep it at position. Okay, so I really like how this turned out. Let's press E again and we can open the door. Okay, so that's going to be it for today's tutorial. If this helped, make sure to subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!